Okay.
So, yeah, not much going on. Just trying to get over the body aches from moving all the concrete. Nothing big. Cat's Eggs was a big episode for us. We got the one that's coming out, and then we're kind of moving ahead. Cat's Eggs seems to be the way to go. I don't know what I was talking about right there. Oh, so you got General Pierce.
I did. Yeah, they hit him. They hit him in Walgreens. It was weird because, like, when you go into Walgreens, they have, in my Walgreens, they have, like, the toys on the right-hand side, and they've had the same 3 figures forever. They've had 2 of the 3POs with the silver leg, and they've had 1 Cassian Andor forever. But I kept seeing all these people find them all. Like, they're posting pictures and everything else. I'm like, where the fuck is his beard? So I looked, and what they did was they had put, like, I don't know if somebody was hiding them to come back and get them all or what they were doing, but they had, like, Marvel heroes lined up in front of all the Veers boxes. I'm like, you bastards. It's probably been there for, like, the last 3 times I was there, and I didn't realize it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I got my Sabine Wren at a Walgreens earlier this year, actually. Yeah, I love the Walgreens selections.
They do a really good job with, like, normally I'll have to wait. I'll have to wait a while when they release a exclusive, but I've never had any trouble getting a Walgreens exclusive. It just normally takes a while for mine to get it in.
Yeah, it's impossible for me to get them because I'd have to fly to the United States. So I was happy to be able to go over there. And we got to get our exclusive somewhere since Toys R Us is dead, but Jeffrey's still around.
Yeah, that's a whole nother weird thing.
Yeah, I know like 90% of the employees are really upset about this. And
I bet, because they all got let go.
Yeah, and then next thing you know,
they all got let go, and the next thing you know, you got Jeffrey walking around a toy fair saying that he was on vacation. I'm like, I would be really mad.
Yeah, that's just really unimpressive of them. That was a low, especially if they do come back in one way or another or in a selective format.
Well, if I understood what they were reading, what they were planning on doing, they were going to do almost like a shop in a shop. So, like, I'm just using Walmart as an example because I'm guessing that would be one of the places that would be desirable to them. But, like, if you went into a Walmart, there would be, like, a Toys R Us or a Jeffrey's Toy Box section.
Yeah.
Within the Toys R Us.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or within the Walgreens.
I mean, that's kind of
Walmart. One of those stores we just talked about.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea, but I can understand how it would really piss off the employees because, you know, they're now jobless, having to go out on the market. And we're not talking a couple, we're talking thousands across the nation. And next thing you know,
they all closed. So
it's just crazy. And then next thing you know, they're talking about coming back, but in a limited capacity. And you know, it's going to be just like you said, Walmart presents the Toys R Us collection.
Yep. Yeah. But they're calling it Jeffrey's Toy Box. So it'll be, you know, like a smaller you know how Best Buy will like lease out sections of their store for certain things, like they'll have a Verizon section or they'll have, you know what I mean? Like you walk into a Best Buy and there's like a whole center that was my understanding as to what they were going to try to do with Toys R Us.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Over here we call it the Best Buy.
The Best Buy.
The Toys R Us. The Toys R Us. No, we have Toys R Us over here, but that's it.
So is that it?
No, there is another.
Man, we've got some big news that I don't think will surprise anyone. But
it'll probably surprise me. I have not been up to date on anything this week. Zero.
James Gunn is writing Suicide Squad.
Okay, I know that. But I want to thank Kevin Smith for that little bit of info. I got that from him. Yeah, that's fantastic. I love the fact that he's basically jumped ship, which, you know, Kevin Smith mentioned it. It is something that DC seems to do. They did the exact same thing with Joss Whedon when they brought him over to finish up but
to lesser results.
Yeah, but that wasn't entirely his fault. If he had full reign of the movie, if he was able to create the movie he wanted, I think it would have worked a lot better. Instead, they used half and half, and there was just too many differences in the directions from the two. But I think they're going to be using Joss Whedon later on. And now we have James Gunn writing Suicide Squad. The best person to write these movies, I believe, in my opinion.
Yeah. So as of right now, he's just writing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise anyone at all if he ends up directing.
Fine with me.
Batista has already said, "Where do I sign up?" as far as as being something in Suicide Squad. I'm like, I don't know what he could be. I'm like, the dude's huge. King Shark, maybe? Maybe he can be King Shark. I don't know.
But, well, they haven't had a new Bane in this new series. Batista could be Bane.
Yeah, that's true. Although I'd want to save him for like the Birds of Prey or something like that, where it was more of a Gotham
or
type villain.
The new Batman startup, something like that. But yeah, I don't know.
As long as we don't have Enchantress as the big bad again.
I wasn't upset with her. I was just upset with the storyline about the bad guys because there just didn't seem to be any storyline about them. We're back from the dead. We just want to kill everyone. That was it.
It didn't upset you that the third act was exactly Ghostbusters?
Oh, crap. I didn't even notice that till just now. You are absolutely right.
Yeah. The first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit, this is Ghostbusters.
Oh, my God. I never thought about this. This is going to make me go back down and watch this again.
Yeah, well, just watch the first two acts and then throw in the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, because you'll see the same thing.
Oh, my Lord. I never really... Oh, I'm so happy we got James Gunn coming into this now.
Yeah. No more Ghostbusters. So, a little bit more movie news. Did you see the live-action teaser for Aladdin?
Well, I saw the teaser, yes. Very brief, I can say.
What'd you think?
It's a teaser. I mean, it's going to be good. I mean, we saw, what is the bird's name? Rafiki?
Iago.
Iago, yeah, that's right. We saw him flying towards the cave entrance, and then we had some voiceover.
That cave looked badass.
Oh, it did.
Now it's Guy Ritchie's the one who's directing it.
Yep.
And him and John August wrote the screenplay. Now this is something that I thought was interesting too. After that teaser came out, and I don't have the guy's name in front of me, the guy who wrote the original animated series,
the series or the movie?
A movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got nothing for this.
Really?
Nothing. Like the only words you hear are diamond in the rough. That was his. I mean, he wrote that.
Only one baby to hear. One whose worth lies far within. The diamond in the rough.
So, and it turns out from when I did a little bit more research, none of Disney's live action adaptations are giving any type of credit or compensation or anything to the people who wrote the animated version.
That is really upsetting. I mean, they put so much work into those original movies that are the creative idea behind these new movies. And for them to get no credit whatsoever is pretty damning.
None. Yeah, he was pretty hot. He lit up Twitter for a minute And I wish I had the guy's name in front of me, but yeah, I couldn't believe that. And then, like they said, the story went on to say that none of them had. The Lion King that Favreau did, Beauty and the Beast, none of them. I mean, they had the same songs in half of them.
Yeah, I know. That is crazy. And it doesn't make sense to me because, I mean, these are properties based off other properties.
Yeah, it's a little crappy. We're used to Disney being crappy a little bit when it comes to their creators, but that's a whole nother level of thanks but no thanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of an insight into how Disney operates a lot of things too.
It is. Now, on the flip side of that, now we got to talk good about Disney so we don't get on the mouse's bad side.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that. So Scarlett Johansson is going to be in her own Black Widow movie. Finally.
Booyah! I'm sorry, wrong properties. Booyah is DC. Sorry.
Now, the main part of the story of this is that she will finally be making the same amount of money as her male counterparts. For the Avengers.
I did hear that. From what I understand, she signed on for $15 million.
Yeah, $15 million for the standalone Black Widow movie. The report from LRM stated that Larson was paid $5 million for her first film, Captain Marvel, which is about on par for an introduction to introduction movies. Yeah. By comparison, Chadwick Boseman had a payday of $2 million for Black Panther. Let's hope he got some residuals on the back end because
is definitely going to be.
That movie got paid. Yeah, it's all Disney.
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, I'm hoping that Disney will pick up the rights for the new Last Starfighter remake if it does get greenlit because who wrote?
Here's a Rogue One tie-in. Michael I always butcher this name. Giacchino.
I could listen to you try that all day.
Yeah, I know.
I just found out that Will Wheaton was in The Last Starfighter.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Hold on. Was he his little brother?
How to pronounce... Okay, here we go. Here's the guy, Giacchino. Michael Giacchino.
Okay.
He did the score for Rogue One. And did he do... Yeah, he did Rogue One. He did Doctor Strange. He did Coco. He did Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Incredibles 2. And he's also doing Spider-Man Far From Home. That's the new...
Yeah. That's the new
Spider-Man
animated series.
So he's scoring that as well.
Wait, Far From Home, that's the animated, right?
No, that's the sequel to Homecoming.
Okay,
Into the Spider-Verse.
That's right.
Is
that's
the
what
animated
one. And that's by the brothers who got fired from Solo.
Yeah, the Lego Boys.
Yeah,
the Lego Boys are doing those.
Yeah, let them keep doing animation.
So we're gonna start TV news with a bit of a sad note. Scott Wilson passed away. Are you familiar with Scott Wilson?
Yeah, from Walking Dead?
Yeah, from Walking Dead. He played Herschel on Walking Dead.
Right, yeah.
Among a ton of other movies. I mean, he was in Heat of the Night. He was in the Heat of the Night, CSI, Pearl Harbor, Ninth Configuration, and Cold Blood. He's been in a ton of them. Turns out that the plan for Walking Dead this season was they were going to have some characters return, I'm guessing in flashbacks, because otherwise they're going to be kind of decayed and decrepit. But Scott Wilson, Sonequa Martin Green, and John Bertho are all scheduled to make some type of an appearance on season 9 of The Walking Dead, presumably as like Rick's going out. Like it'll be kind of a
flashback scenes.
A retrospective of Rick's time on Walking Dead. Well, Scott Wilson did film his part, so we will get to see Scott Wilson one more time in Walking Dead, which I was pretty happy about.
Yeah.
I met him was maybe 6 years ago. It was at Wizard World in Comic-Con. Nicest dude you could possibly, like, he when you go to cons and you have people signing, normally they're sitting behind a table, they sign your stuff, and then you move on.
Yeah.
Not Scott Wilson. This dude came around the table, greeted, shook hands, took pictures with every single person that was in his line. He was so appreciative of everyone there. I got a great picture of him and me together, but it was one of the best Comic-Con meeting situations. I don't know what you want to call it, but he was awesome. Took time with everybody, so he's going to be missed.
Definitely will be. I mean, he was a great character in the show. I was surprised that they killed him off so early. I think he was in for 1.5 seasons.
4.
Was it 4 seasons?
Yeah, he was in for 4 and then met his untimely end due to the governor's blade.
Yeah, that I remember. I just couldn't remember.
I think he was in the show a lot longer than the character was in the book, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, I mean that could be. I mean, it all depends upon the popularity of the characters on the show also before.
Yeah. And he was definitely a fan favorite.
Oh, okay.
So Scott Wilson has gone to the zombie apocalypse in the sky.
Let's hope not.
And he'll be fine. He knows how to grow. He'll be fine.
He does.
All right, on to some Star Wars news. Did you get a chance to watch Resistance?
No, I've seen the first episode. That's all I've had a chance to see.
Okay, all right. What'd you think of the first episode?
I love it. I think it has it's a really fantastic start. Obviously, it's just like Rebels was. It was a little lighthearted as Rebels was for the first episode, but we know how that goes with the Star Wars animation. They start off lighthearted, draw you into it, and then start slamming you with the dark later on. What I definitely like is the proximity to where The Force Awakens happens. So we get to see stuff that we already know has happened as it's progressing before it happens. So it's...
Yeah. They actually said at one point the timelines overlap. So we'll be seeing what's going on in like Kaz's part of the world while the events of Force Awakens begin to unravel.
Yeah, and we definitely have ties to Poe Dameron, which is obviously one of the major characters, and BB-8, who I believe was the star of the first episode.
Did it weird you out that Poe is just like, here's my droid?
Yeah, but he does that a lot.
Yeah, but he really didn't. Like, he was so obsessed with finding his droid in Force Awakens, and then he just meets this kid pilot, and he's like, here's my droid.
Keep him company.
You can hang on to him. It's no big deal.
I don't know. Maybe that's why he gets possessive, because of Kaz?
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was an odd choice.
But obviously, we're going to be seeing somehow how Poe figured out that, what is his name, had the map to Skywalker.
Lor Santega.
Yeah, Lor Santega. I keep wanting to say Maz Kanata, but I knew that was wrong before it even came out.
They actually covered a bit of that in the Poe Dameron comic.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you see Leia give him the mission to go and meet with Lor Santega, which I thought was kind of cool. That comic's ending pretty soon, too. I think I have that written down somewhere. Maybe I don't.
But yeah, I definitely love the Resistance for so far. One episode. I can only get
I've seen the next episode. It's called The Triple Dark.
Episode 2, you mean?
2.
Yeah,
I guess because we're counting one as the 45-minute one, right?
No, for me, I only saw the first 30-minute episode. For you guys, it got released 2 episodes basically at once. So,
oh, for real? You didn't see the second part?
No, it was only 22 minutes, I think it was.
Oh, so, I'll have to fix that. We'll send that to you.
Don't let Disney hear that.
We'll send that to you in the most legal forms possible.
But
Disney.
Yeah, I can get the second part on iTunes, but that's all that's available currently on iTunes is part 1, part 2.
Are you able to get stuff from Amazon?
I think so. Yeah, I can get it
because John, you remember John from the old podcast?
Yeah.
He had sent me a message, and they had the entire season on sale for $2.99.
That can't be right.
It was, because I said the same thing, but I bought it for $2.99. I got the first 45-minute episode, and then when Triple Dark aired, I got that one too. So it just like keeps dumping into the bucket.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm going in now. Because I know my brain. I'm going to forget it in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if... see, now they've got to buy the season for $39.99.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me see how much it is on iTunes. I think it's $15 on iTunes.
Oh, wait, let me log in. Maybe that's the problem.
Dork. Star Wars.
And Triple Dark. So yeah, it gave me the season for $2.99. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try this. I can't figure out why it won't send me to the American one.
So yeah, it's got the Recruit, which says it's 43 minutes, and then Triple Dark. Next one's on tonight, right?
It should be Sunday nights. Yeah, I think it airs first on Sunday nights for you guys.
And the app was weird too, man, because like I watched Triple Dark, Recruit, and Triple Dark were on there from the very beginning, like. From the word go, they were both on there.
Yeah, see, I can only buy it for $39.99.
Really?
Yeah. Let me check. Can I? Oh, and by the way, Will Wheaton was in Last Starfighter. He was the little brother's friend.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
I got to. I've been trying to petition them to remake this, and finally we have the guy who wrote Rogue One's hint that he's rewriting the script for modern times. So I'd love to see a remake of that. We're more relevant for that story today than ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Music, TV shows.
See, the next one on here is called Fuel for the Fire, and I've seen that one too. It's so weird.
Huh.
Pretty sure I've seen this one. Yeah, I have. It's so weird. Like, they had the first 3 episodes on the Disney, Disney Now app?
Yeah, that one app that you can get?
Yeah, the Disney app.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Disney Now is what it's called.
I don't know. We don't get it.
I think it's one of those ones that requires a TV subscription, like to log in.
No, you can actually pay for it, but it's not available overseas. And then I don't want to have to get one of those proxy servers and run it that way. I just don't like those. Yeah.
Did Netflix throw Titans on for you yet? Did you get to see Titans yet?
No. Okay, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, because the newspaper report said that European Netflix will be releasing Titans, but it was not German Netflix. So we still do not have Titans available in Germany. Yep. Isn't that awesome?
All right. Well, I guess I have a few things to look for you then while I'm watching the race today. I'll get you taken care of. It just went by really fast.
Yeah, it was that good, honestly. It was enough laughs. It was a good show. The racing scenes, some points of the racing scene seemed a little slow, and then other parts it seemed like there was no humanly way possible somebody could pilot a ship that fast through rings.
All right. So let's get to this comic book news, because we always wonder what the name of the episode's going to be. I have a feeling this is going to be where it comes from. Remember when I was talking a few weeks ago about Batman Damned, which is the first Black Label?
Yes.
And it was a Batman story with Constantine. Remember?
Yes, I know what you're about to bring up.
Yes, the Bat-A-Wang is what we're going to talk about. Man, did they screw this up.
I haven't even looked this up. I heard another podcast talk about this, and
so it turns out DC Comics thought it would be a great idea to show Batman's penis in Batman Damned. Now, whether they thought that's what it was going to take to prove that this Black Label was for adults, right? Yeah, I don't know. But just so I'm not the only one having to stare at the bat pole.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
it. There you go. There you go. There's the bat hole right there. This particular Twitter user asked why I'm looking at Batman's penis at 3 a.m., which I thought was kind of funny.
Okay, it's opening. Hold on. Oh, my Lord. I can't believe I'm opening a link that shows a penis from you. Well, I mean, not your penis, but still.
Right. If it had Robin in it, we could call it a double dick pic.
Oh, my good Lord. What in the living hell were they thinking?
I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. But it's visible in the print edition. DC still remains cautious as it will almost entirely be darkened out on online versions of the comic.
But why even put it there?
Co-publishers Jim Lee and Dan Diodo have admitted that they weren't entirely happy with the title after it provided divisive amongst fans. Well, yeah, I don't know what other.
It's called the Bat-A-Wang?
Reaction. The Bat-A-Wang. That's what.
What were they expecting? The Bat-A-Dong?
I don't know. At least no one's sliding down the bat pole. I guess we can be thankful for the small victories. Man. Speaking at New York Comic Con, Jim Lee told Polygon, I think we made some choices after it went out, and there were some production errors that led to the book being published the way it is. Okay, number one, bullcrap.
Yeah, exactly.
No one accidentally throws a penis into a DC Comics. You know how many eyes look at this before? Like, you had the guy who drew it, the guy who inked it, the guy who colored it. You had Jim Lee and Dan Diodo, who are the executive publisher, editors-in-chief. No. I call shenanigans on the fact that they were like, oops, we put out a penis.
Yeah, this was there's no way that this was an accident. This was blatant. Put it out there, get people talking about it.
Yeah, well, they did. It just didn't happen to go the way they wanted it to.
I don't think so.
So
let me pull it up again.
Yeah, I think we made some choices after it went out, and there were some publication errors that led to the book being published this way. It ended up being a big story, pun intended.
Oh, good Lord.
Explaining how the story had taught them to be more cautious, he added, it made us certainly look at what the Black Label is and think about whether these elements are additive to the story. And that's something that we will be mindful going forward, because I don't think we necessarily want a repeat of what happened in the first issue. Now, the thing that really sucks about this whole thing is, aside from the Bat-Pole, it was an excellent first issue.
Yeah?
It was really good. Yeah.
I mean, if it's a small, okay, it's not a very small, but it's a...
Let's give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, Bruce got a Wayne, okay? But yeah, I mean, it's a small thing that they put through to get some publicity for their comic book, and I can completely understand it. But if what you're saying is correct, it sounds like the comic would have been able to hold its own and
for
get
sure,
people.
For sure, it had absolutely no reason to have that in there at all. It was a great first issue. The sad part is they've pushed issue 2 back to, I think, January now. God knows what was in that they were like, oh, maybe we should, whatever. But I mean, there's ways to do it and there's ways not to do it. You read some of the you read some of the first Batwoman comics from New 52. She's being intimate with people, but they're strategically placed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get your point across.
I mean, I understand what they were trying to do, but I just think.
So moving on, let's. I got nothing else to say about that.
Yeah, let's slide down that one.
We had to talk about it. It was like the biggest comic book story of the week. So
yeah, it's definitely a big one. Yes. Yeah,
big story, big veiny story. No, I'm not going. That's getting cut out. Anyhow, one of the things that I was a little bit excited about was they're going to do a Flash Year One.
Oh, really?
Comic. Yeah. It's going to be within the continuity of the current Flash run. So it's not like they're going to do a separate one. It'll be numbered.
Okay, so It's kind of like a flashback series of the New 52 Flash. Kind of.
Sort of.
In that kind of vein, where we get to see how he started.
But Joshua Williamson and Howard Porter, who draw and write The Flash currently, are going to be doing this story. They talked about it at the World's Finest panel at New York Comic Con. Flash Year One will follow the model set forth by Frank Miller in the classic Batman Year One.
Okay.
It will be spring of 2019 will be when Flash Year One comes out. They revealed some teaser artwork, which I thought was kind of cool. It was here. Let me see if I can send it to you because it's really badass. It's a picture of the Flash, but he's like sitting on top of an enormous amount of shoes that he's burned through because he's trying to get everything figured out.
That sounds fun. I would definitely love to read that one. I've got the Flashpoint comics, the compendium, and I can't remember which other one I got.
Did that picture come through? Why didn't it?
I'm about to let you know. I keep my windows closed because I have really bad broadband over here. And
there we go. I sent you the link. I don't know why it wasn't just letting me copy the picture.
Hello, computer. There it is. Internet over here is pretty bad. And oh, that is pretty funny. You said that's the cover art?
That's, they said that it's some example art is the way they put it.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Like teaser artwork. But I thought that was a really cool way of explaining he just got his powers and now we've burned through.
Yeah, and there's a couple pair of shoes smoking on
yeah.
That is really cool.
It says we're going to be doing Barry. The first year is a Flash with a little bit of a twist. Williamson told fans when the story was announced at New York Comic Con, Barry's sense of hope, inspiration, optimism is such an important thing, and I really wanted to tell a story about how he got there after the tragedy of losing his mother at a young age. I'm totally psyched for this.
Oh, yeah. I definitely love the Flash comics. I've been a Flash fan for 20-plus years. I'll tell you, I honestly got into the DC comics in the 90s, really. I never was a fan of them.
But I mean, they've done a Wally West story that I guess you could consider to be year one. It was called the Born to Run storyline that Mark Waid and Greg LaRocca did, but that's Wally. Barry's always been my Flash. I know everyone has like their own. A good buddy of mine was like, Wally West is my Flash, but Barry's always been my Flash.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. Barry's always been the one that I know.
So let's see. It says, while several other DC Comics heroes and teams have had their own origin stories told in the year one tales, Teen Titans, Green Arrow, Black Lightning, Batgirl, Robin, JLA, Huntress, those have all typically been published as standalone miniseries. This will be the first time that they do a year one type story within the continuity of the ongoing numbered series. So it'll take place within the actual Flash book. It's not going to be something that is separate.
That's really cool. That's really cool. I'd really like to see the story that leads up to it. I just hope it's not over really quick. Yeah, really bad joke. Sorry. I'll leave the comedy to the writers.
Yeah, right. So I think that's going to do it. That's it. That's all we got for this episode. We are heading into our Halloween episode, which should be a lot of fun. We're going to do our top 10 Halloween movies, and we'll tally those up when we get done, see if any of them match up, and we'll get a definitive. There is another list of Halloween.
Absolutely. I got my list done. I've got it done, and I think I'm going to turn a lot of heads on this one. A lot of my favorite movies are ones people tend to forget about, and I think it's going to make people happy.
Mine are, without giving anything away, mine are pretty much, I stuck to pretty standard ones. They're the ones that I go to every year, I have to watch.
You'd be surprised. When you hear my list, you'll be like, oh, man, that's right. It's going to be one of those lists. I think you're going to really like it. If you want to have them, most of them have a lot of comedy in it as well, but they are considered horror films.
All right, so look forward to that. We will talk to you next week. Till then, for Lance, my name's Kevin. You guys have a good week.
live one here.
Go with a smile.